Well, greetings, prospectors, adventurers, and thrill seekers. My name is Doug Odette, and I'm out here in Apache Junction, Arizona, and that's the beautiful Superstition Mountain behind me right there. And so today we're going to be having a little competition, the Gold Screw versus Gold Nugget Sales Black Diamond expert only black sand. And we're going to see just how well the Gold Screw can extract the 1.5 grams of gold. So let's get to it. Okay, and so the way that this works is the Gold Screw, or the spiral wheel, there's a lot of different names for it, but this is called the Gold Screw because it's a little different than the other spiral wheels out there. This is an 18-inch wheel, and each one of these riffles is it drops in, every one of them, so it's just not a flat ledge. There's actually an indent, and the gold and the black sand are going to enter here, and they're going to walk up. The black sand, most of it's going to be washing back off, but the gold, is being the heaviest thing in the pan, is going to walk up, up, and into that little hole back there. You can see. And it ends up into this little cup right here. And that's what will hold the gold. And this Gold Screw works. Every quarter revolution, it kind of jerks the bowl, so it's constantly kind of re-stratifying the material as well. So we're going to feed the material in wet. I've already poured it out. Here's the Double Black Diamond from Gold Nugget Sales, and here it is in the little container. And we're going to feed this through wet, and we could do this either wet or dry, but we're going to just get it a little bit wet here. And here we go. We're just going to mix it up a bit. This is a new camera, so hopefully it doesn't overheat, and I'll be able to get this all on one video without multiple parts. So I guess I have to focus on what I'm doing here, and so there we go. It's all nice and mixed up, and here's our Gold Screw, eager to try this Gold Nugget Sales Double Black Diamond. Zoom out a bit. So we're going to start feeding this in. Now immediately the wheel starts, you can see some of this lighter material that starts coming off already, and it's going to be sloughing it off. You can see some of the material already starting to walk up, and we want the material to be right about up to here, the black sand, and then start to disappear again. So any gold that that was in that little tablespoon of material that I put in there is already in these riffles, and it's already working up, and in. And we're going to, so this is the adjustment here for the tilt of the of the Gold Screw, and then this is the water flow right here. And so this being super fine gold, we don't want to have a ton of water going over it, because it's going to possibly wash off the what we're trying to recover here, and that being the super fine gold. And there it goes. You can see it working its way up. And we're going to adjust the tilt a wee bit. So we can get a little bit more black sand up to about this point here. And you can see it start to fall back. So we can't see it because the gold is too fine. But we know for sure that there is gold in those riffles. And the way that we're going to know is we're going to, after about 10 minutes, we're going to check the cup, the cup around the back, and we're going to pan it and see what kind of gold is getting recovered. So that's kind of how we know when this process is going to be over. We're going to be checking the little catch cup in the back continually. So, and we're just going to put a little bit more material in here. And you can see it, the lighter stuff is sloughing off here. And gold being the heaviest thing in here is going to immediately fall to the bottom and be picked up by these riffles up, 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 into the back, where it will live. So that's kind of a little description of how this piece of equipment works. It works amazingly well. I've used it to recover, oh gosh, quite a bit of fine gold out of black sand that I had collected, and I was pretty amazed that it was could do such a good job. And we're also going to squirt a little bit of jet dry in here. And let's see if we can get a little closer to see if we can see any gold creeping up. I can't see any, but I just know for a fact that it's probably in there, though. If this was this is meant for fine gold recovery, so it's not really a piece of equipment that you would use for running material in a wash or a creek and reducing it to cons. This is running your after you've got your cons, the black sand that remains, that's what this piece of equipment is for. And so we're adjusting the tilt a little further back so more black sand is going to creep up, and adjust the water a wee bit. So the black sand is getting up to about this riffle here, and it's starting to fall off, which is just about what we want. And so yes, there's a lot of material down here on the bottom still, but again, the gold knows where to go, and it will automatically fall in these deep riffles and be carried up one riffle at a time and washed into the cup back there. So let's feed some more material. And it's probably about 105 degrees right now out here. I hope you're all having a wonderful day today. And we're going to see if we can zoom in a wee bit here on this and see if we can possibly see any gold creeping up there. And you can see there's sand getting washed off. All the lighter material is going to get washed off back down here, and it will eventually fall over the edge or stay in the bowl and just never go anywhere until we're done with the whole process, and then when we wash it all off. So we can see the black sands working up here till about this this height right here, so that's pretty good. Feed some more material through it. And that's the thing with this gold screw, you can actually feed these pretty fast. Because it's going to eventually get that, extract all that fine gold. Which is what lives in this awesome bag from Gold Nugget Sales here. So we can see it all sitting down here, getting carried up, all the black sands. So if we know the black sands are getting pulled up, we know for fact that the gold is right alongside it. So and there she goes up, and you can kind of see some material working its way up there. I can see the gold. It's really fine. I don't know if the camera will show it, but it's deep in those riffles, and they just get carried up into the center and into the up back there. So we're just going to continue to feed this, see how well this does. So this material from Gold Nugget Sales has a lot of complex heavy materials in it, and it's purposely made that way just to make it challenging. And probably the worst thing, as everybody that's done this knows, is that the tungsten sand is just as heavy as the gold, and it's super fine, and it has such a weird property because when it's wet it looks actually like gold, but when it dries it's definitely metallic looking. looks like tungsten steel then once it dries. But you can see the material coming up here. You can see the right up in here going up. I can see the gold going in actually. You can see the lighter material there, that's actually the gold being carried up and in. So the gold screw is different, a little different from other recovery forms because this, number one, it will hypnotize you, and it's mesmerizing if you focus it, going around and around and around. And so you really can't really see what the wheel is doing until you do a little bit of a cleanup, and we do the cleanups as we go as this is continually running. So other recovery forms, you can actually see the result as you're feeding material through. This one, this piece of equipment is a little bit different in that super fine, and you can't really see it in those deep riffles unless you look up here at the very top here, and you can start to see. See if I can get a close-up of that. I don't know if that's coming through or not, but you can see it working its way up and in. And that's how it does. So pretty much once you get your water flow set up on this, you can just continually feed material, and the wheel will do the rest. So I was told that Fred Hurt you know, Fred and Dustin Hurt on Gold Rush. Fred, this is the exact piece of equipment that he used. This very same, not this wheel, but he used one just like this. That's how he did his fine gold recovery. So they're extremely effective. The only thing that's more effective than this is the that high dollar Miller table that you see them use on Gold Rush. You've seen Chris Dumit use that a lot in the gold room, and those run for about $5,000–6,000. So this setup here is about $1,000, but there are some less expensive spiral wheels out there. They don't have the grooves are different in the bowl for capturing the gold, and so they're obviously less expensive. This will capture all the way down to minus 150 mesh, which, to be honest with you, I don't even think my eyes would be able to see it. But as you can see, the gold working up and in. I don't know if you can see that or not. Hopefully you can. Close up and personal. Gold screw in action. So this material just keeps, the spirals just keep catching heavy material and bringing it up. That's what's happening. And we're just going to feed this again. And there she goes. Up, up, up. Now, this might be cheating a little bit. It's not really panning per se, hand panning, but this stuff is pretty bad. So I don't care. It's fun. It's a really good test of your equipment and to see what it can recover. And we'll see what we end up here at the end with. So everybody is probably aware of this, but the key to recovering this fine gold, when you use either a gold screw or a wheel or a miner's, not a miner's, a Miller table or any other type of recovery equipment, the VDR sluice, anything that recovers fine gold, the key thing is classifying it down, making sure you're all at the same mesh. And so what I usually do is, this looks to be all pretty much the same. There may be some bigger stuff, but the mesh seems to all be pretty uniform. But like when I run material from my claims, my black sands, I'll go through and I'll classify it all out up to like minus 60 mesh. So, and I run each mesh separately so as to not commingle them. So we can see that the black sand is washing out and that the gold is walking up. You can hopefully see it there. Going up, up, up and in. Hard to see. But we do trust the gold screw here. So we're just continually feeding material through. And then we'll do a little cleanup here and see how how it's doing. So we only have a little bit left here. So Arizona thunderstorms in the summertime, what they usually do is they come in from either the south, east, or north, and they bring a lot of high winds, and the storms from the northeast are generally the most severe for wind and rain. Last night's came from the east, kind of southeast, and they didn't really bring anything. They barely got the concrete wet. But it's still nice to hear the thunder and smell rain at least. So all you guys that are in rainy areas can just count yourself very fortunate, even though you probably get sick of the rain. But down here in the Southwest, I tell you what, we covet every little bit of rain we can get, and even if it's the smell of rain, we get all excited. And those of you watching here that watching this that live in the Southwest, you know exactly what I mean. So round and round and round she goes. So it constantly is working. This thing is really incredible. You can just feed the material in and it does what it does, and it knows what to do, and that gold knows where to go, and it's like magic almost. It's kind of like watching those big Miller tables like on Gold Rush. Those things are pretty amazing, but those are pretty finicky in that you constantly have to be adjusting that water flow. And of course you wouldn't want to use one of those unless you had a big production that you were running tons of black sands through. Lots of concentrates, which generally down here, the prospecting that I do, I'm not able to run that much. I do accumulate the black sand, you know, from all my cons from multiple trips, but this wheel is perfect. So we're getting down to about the bottom of the pan here. There's not much left. So we're just gonna pour off. And we're just gonna feed it in. It's just washing off that lighter stuff and keeping the heavy stuff, including all of the wonderful tungsten sand. Okay, I got a little bit more in there. I'm going to try to get it out with the spoon. So learning how to do this one-handed. Walking and chewing gum at the same time. That's it. Container's empty. Almost. There we go. Now we're just going to let it do its thing, and you can actually walk away from this once you get it all in there. So if you had something to do, you could go do it and come back then. So that material is just creeping up, up, and in. And we're going to go ahead and check the cup and see what we've got right now. Okay, so here's our little green cup. It's catching all the concentrates. I'm going to hang the pan under there just to catch anything that might be coming through while I pour this out. Oh, shoot. Almost lost that there. Almost lost it. But you can see already the gold in the pan. It's coming through. And of course my gold is all running out because I forgot to put the cup back. That was not very smart. Okay, so that little cleanup right there. That's the gold so far that it has pulled out. And you can see it's pretty free of all the black sand, so it's a very efficient way to clean up your super fine gold. I did have a little mishap here when I was checking that. When I took this little cup off, I almost lost the cup into the drink here. So, but anyways, some of the gold came out onto the ground, and I was able to scrape it up here and pan it out. So I think I probably got most of it, but oops. So here we go. Here's the black sand still working its way up, and I see less and less gold right now going up, but I still see some. So it's still pulling out that fine gold. And then what we do is we'll pan out some of these tailings here and see just how well the gold screw has done. So far it's doing remarkably well. Okay, gang. So now what we've got is black sand making its way up higher, which means that the gold is probably getting pretty well cleaned out. You can see it, how it's making it up a little higher right now, but starting to get a little bit of black sand in there, and we're just going to reduce the angle of this screw right here, and we're going to do another little check, see how we're doing. So we still have material in here, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there's any gold left in there, believe it or not. It's capturing super fine gold right now. So we're going to do another little check and see what we got. Okay, gang, here's what we've got so far recovered out of the gold screw, and it's still recovering. We're going to let it go for another, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, and so what we'll do is we'll keep checking the cup in the back to when that finally is without gold, then the material has already been, all the gold has been extracted. So that's how you check it. So put you on pause and be back in a sec. Okay, quick little update. So it captured the tungsten sand, but not very much of it, and you can kind of see it down there in the next to all that. But there's the gold so far that we've pulled out, and we're going to be checking it again here and see what else we've got. And wheel continues to spin. Okay guys, we just checked it again. We're going to go out in the sunlight here and maybe you can see all the little fine stuff it's still collecting. So we're not done yet, and we've got another little line of gold up there. You can see it. So this is the third cleanup that we've done for it. So let's clean this up, suck it up, and we'll be right back. Gold nugget sales. Double Black Diamond versus the gold screw. Who's winning? Okay, we're gonna snuffer this all up here. Pretty fine stuff. Finer than frog hair. Okay gang, this is what we got out of that last little cup. So it's still recovering. Super fine. It's getting finer now. So we'll just let the wheel keep on doing its thing. The wheel of time. Or the wheel of fortune. Be right back. Okay guys, here's the gold from the third little cleanup in the cup. So it's getting finer and finer. It captured all the heavy stuff first, and now it's just going after that little fine stuff. So pretty amazing. That's nice little amount of it. So it knows what to do, and the wheel is still turning. So we'll check it again and be right back. We'll go ahead and snuffer this up here. Looks like about it. So let's do another quick little cleanup, see what we got. Okay gang, there's the next cleanup. It's getting finer and finer. Very fine stuff. I'm not saying that you don't have to do any kind of cleanup on this, you do, but it sure sorts through that material quickly. And there's the wheel still going, so we'll check it again here and do another little. let's go ahead and snuffer it all up. This is really, really fine stuff. It's probably, oh gosh, I would want to say it's greater than -100 mesh. Fly poop is big compared to this stuff. This is super, super fine. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do another little cleanup and let's just see what we find out. Okay, so we just did another dump here, and we're going to go through and see what we've got. Looks like we're coming to the end because there's very little showing up here. So I think we've just about getting to the bottom. And I can tell you what, I am sure glad that I don't have to work this kind of material on the claims. This is super, super fine stuff, and it's difficult for this gold screw to get it out, let alone hand panning.